Hello. Hold on. Wait, let me set up real quick. Just sending out notifications so we're not all alone in the stream. But welcome to the stream, everyone. Email, hey, welcome to the stream once again early. I'm really happy to see that. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for stopping by. MT Carson, you as well. Thank you so much for stopping by on the stream. We're gonna get started really shortly. Yeah, we're gonna try to build what I placed on the. Hold on, wait, I'm checking if my voice is coming through. Should be. Yeah, great. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna try to build what I put in the thumbnail, but the idea of this stream is I'm trying to like spice up a little bit, you know, because we've been doing a lot of these external shells, and I was thinking of like if we could potentially start with the inside, like decorating the inside, and then like going towards the back, like doing the exterior afterwards, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm kind of like confused. I'm kind of like focusing on a few things right now, but give me 1 second, guys, and I'm gonna focus a little bit more on the actual building thing. But just saying up real quick, just so we have a nice little flowing stream, you know. So okay, wait. You guys hear me? Yeah, everything's okay. 1 second. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing my my short form content and stuff that I post on like TikTok and YouTube and whatnot. I actually started like doing a lot of these like custom little like fake builds and stuff, which was like super fun, and just like put text over them and just like do like little details like that, just like engage with the community a little bit more. And a lot of people actually in the comments were like, oh, you know what, you should build that type of like, where's that build, you know, like where is it on your channel? And I'm like, I don't have it. I just did that like little staged up sort of like building area just for like the short, you know. So I'm like, you know what, let me just do something like that, and then we could build off of it. But yeah, we're gonna try to take inspiration from the thumbnail image, just like as a reference. But that's kind of like the main idea behind it, just like trying to make something that feels very grand and whatnot. Hey Urban Guy, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you on the stream once again. So yeah, 1 second. Sorry guys, okay, I'm back. Okay, no more distractions this time. I've noticed you have been doing L-shaped stairs. Maybe you should try doing a grand two-sided staircase. Oh, I have actually. Oh, Aaron's spelling. I don't know what you mean by that, but I've done the spelling home, if that's what you're wondering. The Aaron spelling staircase, that is new to me. I haven't really seen that. I'll check it out. Yeah, I have been doing a lot of L-shaped staircase, like you mentioned. I don't know. That's just something about it. I really like the way they look, and they don't take up a lot of space, you know. And I feel like a lot of people want like smaller, not smaller, but like more relatively more appropriately sized homes for like families and whatnot. Because obviously, don't get me wrong, I love my huge extravagant mansions, but at the same time, I have to think about like the people who are actually going to be playing in them as well, you know. So got to compromise a little bit here and there with making these huge mansions. But let me just start off real quick. So I'll start building this like little design thingy, and then we'll just like add on to it as we go. So I don't know how this stream is going to go, because it's the first time I'm doing something like this, but I want to just try something new. Just like I feel like it's a bit fresh for you guys as well, rather than just like see me create like a million different shells and whatnot, which we'll obviously get back into. Don't get me wrong, my other live streams won't be like this, but it's just like a nice little change for us as well. So let me just start with this real quick. We're going to be using the royalty staircase for this build in particular, solely because the I just really like the curvature that you get at the bottom of the staircase. You can't get that with any of the other staircases unless you use the other royalty one, like the stone concrete one, which kind of sucks. Like I wanted this curved thing to be on every single staircase, like to be an option, but they just like, I don't like that. What is this called again? I completely forgot what it was called, but I don't really like the how it just like extends like normally, like straight out. I want it to be curved like this. This looks way more interesting in my opinion. But yeah, that's a bit disappointing that we don't have more options. But we're gonna try to make this home feel like super grand. and that's kind of like the main goal about it, to be honest. It's gonna resemble some of my previous builds, so you might notice like a few designs here and there, but the goal of this home is to just like add a bit more color, because if you have seen my other builds as well, I do tend to like not really steer away from color, but just not use it that much in my main areas like the hallways and stuff like that. So just gonna try to like add a little bit more of that within this build. But yeah, once again, as I mentioned earlier, like we're gonna try to build something that kind of represents the thumbnail image that I used for this live stream, hopefully, and I hope it goes well. Like I hope it, I mean, it's in my hands, but we'll do well. We're gonna try to make it look as best as possible. But yeah, I feel like this in particular just looks really intriguing to me, like this sort of like design. That's kind of the main reason why we're going for it, and especially with the color combinations I ended up using for this room in particular, I feel like they just stand out a lot more. So just gonna do a nice little staircase like this over here. I think I'm gonna oh, I can't extend this out, can I? Yeah, I can. Okay, then we're gonna leave it like that for now. I'm happy with this, like how it just like curves. First it's like outwards and then it goes inwards and then outwards again. I feel like that's pretty cool. But yeah, like I have actually built quite a lot of homes, you know, like that have the like L-shaped designs, like on two sides, you know, and I have actually built pretty much every single type of like manor designed like staircases. Like I've done like the two L shapes on both sides, I've done like one in the middle, and then it like separates into two different ones. I've done quite a lot of them actually throughout most of my older builds. It's the things that I just can't like do the same designs like over and over again in the same homes, because people will catch on to it and they'll be like, you know what, you just did that in like in your last build, and I'll be like, oh yeah, you know what, let me steer away from doing that, you know. Wait, let me find the windows real quick. So we're going to be going for the Get Famous windows for in particular for this build. They kind of just match the reference image that we're going off of as well, the reference image being the thumbnail, and of course the windows that we ended up using for the short. Now where the hell are they? Okay, you know, this could be actually a really good thing as well for the from the royalty pack. Even though the royalty pack isn't this home isn't really based on like a royal theme, but a lot of the items within this pack just like kind of fit that vibe, you know. So that's the main reason why we're going to be going for it. I don't even know if I could turn this sort of like build or like live stream into like a normal channel video. I just want to do it for like a stream. I just feel like it would be kind of fun with you guys to just like play around with like the interiors and stuff. I don't think I've done like an interior based, I'm literally talking and trying to find this. I've never done like an interior based live stream, so I want to like do it with you guys. A few people actually complained in my short how like these were clipping with the stairs, but I didn't really mind it, to be honest. Like, it looked fine. Something like this, it's not too bad. I think I went for the medium wall height. Maybe it looks way too tall over here, the stairs. That actually looks a little bit more realistic, having it on a medium size. So they're both on a medium wall height, which I think is perfectly fine. And let me just move that out a little bit, just so it's like meeting in the corner of that staircase. 100% email and empty castle. It definitely feels like a challenge, you know. It's definitely not something that I've never done this in, like, even my not even like a live stream, like in general. I've never built a home starting with the interior, which is quite crazy, to be fair, for someone who's been building for quite a while. I know a lot of YouTubers and stuff do it as like a challenge and whatnot, but for me it's not a challenge. It's more than a challenge actually, because I've never done it. But yeah, we're gonna figure out how it, we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see how it goes. Okay, I like the idea of using the same windows throughout most of the areas of this build. We'll use a few others, but as you guys can already tell from the design of these windows, we're going for something that feels a little bit more of like a manor, you know. And in my short, I actually had another staircase that went up to like a third floor. Would you guys want a third floor? I don't know if you guys would want that. Personally, I feel like a third floor is a little bit too much, you know, especially when the home is already going to be big. Plus, we might not even stay on this lot. By the way, I only picked it in particular because it's the one that I'm pretty much used to building within. We might even change it to like the other sizes and stuff, or like a vertical or horizontal design of it. So nothing is permanent, you know, with this build, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, let me find the royalty door that I ended up using for this build. It was kind of like the most fanciest looking one at the time, and still is, to be fair. Let me see if I can find it. See, the only issue that I have with like doing like interiors live is I I wouldn't say like I'm super indecisive, but I'm not 100% like the best with like, yeah, 100% confirmed with like going with this. I sometimes go and like change it up here and there. I swear I use this door, but it's not the same. Hold on, there's another door that comes in this pack that looks a little bit different. There we go, this one. Oh wait, look at the size of that. That is very big difference. I wish it came in like a different color. But yeah, the main emphasis behind this home, the main reason why I made it as a short was because I wanted the colors to stand out, and clearly it did because the short didn't do too bad. And I kind of wanted to do something like that for a build anyway, but I just can't do it in my normal builds because it takes so long to just like come up with like a color scheme and like a design and whatnot. But since it is on the stream, it's a bit more slow paced, a bit more chilled out, so I can do it with you guys, which is a bit more fun. But yeah, I think we're gonna go for this like sort of emerald greenish color with the gold. I think that's gonna look super cool with the rest of the design, and we're also going to change the color of this staircase real quick. Toolbram, I actually have quite a few Cape Cod style mansions. If you check out even just the thumbnails on my YouTube channel, you definitely would see a few Cape Cod style homes, a lot of farmhouse mansions as well. I did actually build them. I actually have a few that I built like years ago, but I have a few recent ones as well. You could definitely find a few if you check them out. But yeah, let me just change the color of this real quick because funnily enough, the staircase is the only thing that's not colored. It's a bit more monotoned, but I think that's fine. I think it's gonna add. Look at that. That looks so grand. Like I really love this black and gold and like grayish color to it. It looks super cool, but I don't think that's the one we're going for this build. I think we're going for a bit more of like a clearer carpet in the middle. And I'm someone who hates carpet even in real life. I personally just don't really like it. I just feel like it's not like, it's cozy and whatnot, yeah, sure, but it's just not, I don't know, there's just something about carpet that I don't like. It gets dirty and, you know, it's a bit grimy. I mean, no offense to people who have carpet. I would obviously like, I wouldn't mind a carpet. I'm just saying like, it's a bit more work, you know, than like tiles on the floor, for example. But yeah, do you guys have any like favorite type of like home styles in particular? Because I've been building quite a few unique ones throughout the channel lately. I'm sure you guys have also noticed that we've been building a lot more of like these more elegant manors, as we're currently building another one right now. We built obviously a few like suburban family homes, a few modern ones. I want to know what people's common styles are in The Sims. Like if they have like a whole neighborhood just like filled with one type of style, or is it all just like random and different based on like whatever you're doing in The Sims? Or do you guys just like anything, you know, like it doesn't really matter? Personally, for me, I don't really mind any in particular, to be honest. I just do what I think would look good in The Sims and what I think people would want to download. Because if I do something small or like something that is like, you know, like a cozy sort of like starter home, I feel like nobody would want to download it, unfortunately. That's kind of like the way it goes for like smaller creators. But I have to try to make something that stands out a bit more, that looks a bit more extravagant, and you know. So that's kind of the main reason why I kind of like focus on these designs a lot more, and they kind of fit my kind of like vibe anyway. I like creating these bigger homes in general anyway. But yeah, let me find this front door real quick. I don't know what one I used initially. We kind of had like a wooden framed glass door from the entrance. Technically looks like this one, but it looks way thicker around like the window areas. I'm gonna try to find something that's gonna fit here. So yeah, I think this home also displays a bit of some traditional characteristics, as you guys will see from like the doors and stuff that I end up pasting, but I'm trying to find it. So in case you guys are wondering, the only reference I'm using for the interior is the one that I did myself for the short. I'm just clarifying that just in case anyone new came in and they are just like wondering what the hell I'm looking for. It's actually a pretty cool door, you know, from Life and Death. That is very nice. Trying to find the one I used though. This is really cool as well. Look, that will look very nice for this home in particular as well. But you know what, even if this could also be the front entrance of the home, so I need to actually be very careful with what I'm picking here. We could obviously change it, but just trying to find what I found initially, and then we can go from there. But I can't seem to find it, and I don't want to stay on too long for it because I hate doing that in The Sims, especially on like a live stream. If I stay too long on something, I'm just like, people are like, can you please just hurry up? I know they don't say it, but they just say it in their head. But this is pretty cool. This is nice. You know what, I should use this in my farmhouse build. Why the hell do I not use this? This is really cool. I kind of just like skipped that, but I should actually focus on that next time. maybe it's a medium-sized door. Let's see. Hey, if I don't find it in the next minute, I'm moving on because it's taking too long. This is another nice door, to be fair. I like that one. Let's see. Hey Kemi, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining again. Yeah, 100%. Just going to be a nice little relaxing stream on a fine Tuesday. I hope you guys all having a great Tuesday, by the way, wherever you guys are. Urban Guy, I have seen, I don't know which one you're talking about, but I've seen like one that was burnt down by a fire. Is that the one that you're mentioning? Because if so, that is the one that I have watched that actually. Not all of it, but just a few of it. They were trying to like restore like a really huge, it was like a black and white mansion. Like it was so cool. But it burnt down by fire, unfortunately, and the guy just bought it and he was just renovating it. I heard he spent like over like $10 million just like on the renovations or something like that. Crazy amounts. He was trying to like save the columns or something of the home and they couldn't be salvaged or whatnot, and it was kind of sad. But I haven't actually watched the end of it though. Just was kind of like intrigued and clicked on it. Oh, you know that one? No way. I'll check out the one that you mentioned. I'm not gonna say the name because I'll butcher it, but Kemi, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. And by the way, in case you guys are wondering, Kemi is talking through Twitch stream. I still don't have like a combination of the chats and stuff on the screen, so I do apologize for that. But I feel like it's not really that necessary, but I just don't want you guys to think that I'm talking to someone like nobody, because there is someone else on the Twitch. In case you guys are wondering, we're also live on Twitch. You know, we can actually do like a combo. Hold on, where is this door from? Okay, it's from the royalty. No wonder it matches so nicely. I'm like, it's so rare for stuff to match in The Sims, but they come from the same pack, so it makes sense, I guess. It's pretty cool. What the hell is that door, man? I really don't want you. I really don't want you guys to be waiting. Where the hell is that door? Should have prepared it, but I had no idea I was going to redo this today. You know, we're just going to go for this one, man. For now, we'll end up changing it. So if I do find the other one, the other one literally looks exactly the same anyway. And we're also going to be using a really cool wall texture. So we're going to be going for this one. And I really like this one in particular. I pretty much use it in most of my modern builds as well, but I feel like it works for a colorful build like this as well. And for the main walls that we have in this entrance area, we're going to be using some blue wallpaper, which is going to be really cool. I tried to look for something that looked a little bit more navy, but couldn't really find something like that. I mean, I created custom content walls, which I really love, but I can't use them because I haven't released them yet. But if I ever do, you'll probably see them in a build. Hold on, which walls did I use? Is it from royalty? Seriously, doesn't look like the royalty walls in the reference image that I'm looking at, but I mean, hey, if it works, it works, you know. And obviously this is all going to be enclosed, by the way, guys, in case you guys we're not going to leave it open. But yeah, 1 second. Was it this one? No. There's like a really subtle difference between these two. Lately, I've been making art deco and Ahuas builds for Del Sol Valley. Oh, cool. Okay. The Englishman. These are. Oh, I see, Urban Guy. Okay, so there's like a bunch of different people just renovating old manors, I guess. I'll have to check it out because I'll be quite interested in that. Trying to find the blue that I use. I really don't mind this blue, to be honest. This is it too blue? I mean, I don't mind it. It's okay. And let's see what else we got. Okay, so I was trying to be interesting within the short and like try to create these like little like other sections, I guess, kind of like accent walls. And just like use different wallpapers like next to each other. This looks so ridiculous right now, but once it all connects together, I think it's going to look really cool, like a proper structure and stuff. And I placed a column right in between these wallpapers to like kind of break up the wallpaper apart, I guess. Let me see which one I used. Let's see. This one looks really cool. It kind of matches all the gold that we have going along this entire build so far. if it reaches up to the second floor, that could be pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about stretching the columns up is like, you know, when you go like up and down the building, like, you know how it just keeps it up? That's pretty annoying, right? Like, it is quite annoying. I know we can obviously like layer it on top of each other, but then you can see the like the top and bottom of the column. So like, I don't know, it's a few, like, it's not that bad, is it? Should we do that instead? Or do you guys prefer it if it was like one column? I personally don't mind because, like, you know, for me it's just like whatever, but for me I kind of like focus on like how it looks. So if it was for me, I'll just keep it going all the way up. I feel like these should be a little bit closer to the other window. What the hell? Ah, okay, that's why. I guess we're gonna have to stay over here then. I was trying to raise it so it's like a bit more closer to this window that we have over here, but it wasn't really working out. And you know what? We can actually make this a little narrower, to be fair. It's a bit too we're gonna have a room here somehow. I don't know how that's gonna work, but don't know what times of that time was thinking, but we're gonna figure that out as well. We can also incorporate let's do, you know what, let's do that the third floor, and let's create the, let's get the stairs. Oh, wait, let me raise this platform up a little bit more. If we're gonna make it 3 floors, we'll make it like narrower. Does that make sense? Like the build is gonna be taller but not as wide, you know. We could do something like this, and then let's see. Thing is though, this doesn't make any sense because if the stairs goes up, then you only have one room here unless you turn this into like a hallway, and this hallway you can't be used because it's the platform. So I think that idea is already gone out the window. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We'll just make like a little room over here because it's supposed to like cover it up or like create some sort of elevation. Like this kind of looks like this, you know, it's gonna look interesting. It's gonna be like a 2nd story bathroom area, I guess. See, I'm already breaking the first wall, which is doing the interior first. Let me just go back down real quick. You know what? Let's just get rid of this room for now. We're gonna add that back. It's just covering up the details a little bit too much right now. Let's add the wallpaper right beneath the staircase as well. And of course, can't forget to add the stair railing. Let's do that real quick. Just, I love this new customization. I really do wish we had a little bit more customization, but I mean, you know. Let me, there we go. Okay, do you know what, a lot of people complain about how it doesn't like circle all the way around. I think this is perfectly fine, like keeping it on the step before the actual staircase starts. That is perfectly normal in real life as well. Like a lot of real life homes have that, so you can like access it directly like sideways. Does that make sense? You know, like it's not really that big of a deal, to be fair. And let me add the flooring as well. And we're pretty much done with like the main hallway sort of lobby area. This is kind of like the main entrance. So this will be the front area of the home. We'll have like a little room here, probably another room over here potentially, to make it look even. Even if it doesn't look like the reference, we can I was also thinking, like, if this doesn't end up looking like the reference image, obviously because we're working from the interior to the exterior, we could just do that build another time, you know. So it's never a missed opportunity. Let me find where the hell is that marble flooring? There we go. I hope you guys also aren't tired of me using this marble flooring. I really love it. I'm so sorry if you guys don't like me using it, but it's just the best. Dare I say it's the best flooring we've got in the entire game. I think it's really nice. Let's see, and then we have little sort of this. I really like when manors also have this. I wish we had some more customization with how thin we can go with like tiling, floorings and stuff, and flooring and wallpapers. Definitely would have just gave us like a little bit more customization, like opportunities. Like let's say for example, if this came in like, let's say like the gold part of this was white, it would have looked a lot more sleek, and then we could have made like little white stripes in between. I think that would have looked so cool, but we can't do that. So we're gonna have to stick to these like bulky ones, which are also fine to be fair. And let's just add a nice little seating area off to the side. Once again, we're going for that kind of like old money manor type of traditional vibe as well. So we have a bit of these older looking furniture pieces here and there. So I'm gonna be using this one. Going to find it a nice little red color. So it just pops out very nicely from all the colors that we're using so far. And we're going to find a little accent table that kind of matches this little area. Where is it? Something that feels a little bit antique, you know? Something that you could probably find from like a thrift store. Something like this. This is pretty cool. But it might look a little bit too clean, you know? Could try to find something else that looks a little bit more antique. I think that's the word I'm looking for. These are side tables. It might be in the bedside tables, I'm guessing. The one that I'm thinking of. Oh, never mind. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this. It should be this one, I think. Oh, but it has that bluish thing on top. I think there's a swatch that doesn't have it. If I'm not mistaken. Nope. They all have it. Okay. Let's check the end tables. I think there should be one in here. Let's see. I keep going back to this one, but this is not the one that I'm looking for. It's definitely this one, but it just... Oh, you know what? It might be this one. I swear they look so similar, like with the legs and everything. It's just literally just like the covers are different. That's it. Yeah, it's definitely this one. And we got like a nice little brown swatch on it. I really like the brown swatch on this, to be honest. It kind of like stands out a little bit, and it definitely looks more antique than this one. What the hell is it? Literally just... There we go, this one. Like, this one looks way more polished, and this one looks a little bit more antique. Yeah, I think this one stands out way nicer, in my opinion. Let's also pick a few of these other accent tables that we have on this side. Now, if this was like a real life, if this was like me doing it off the screen, I'll probably just like place a few and then test it out, see which one I like the most. Probably do that here as well, to be fair. Go to accent tables and find something that feels a little bit antique. This one's pretty cool. Once again, it's from the university pack, the one that I mentioned, how like the side table looked too polished. Don't think we want to go for that. See, once again, we could go for this. There we go. This feels way more antique. It matches the leg sort of design and stuff from that one. So let's just use... See, and it also matches the colors. Wait, is this base game? Yes. Okay. It's the same set, so that's the reason why it kind of like works. Okay, great. See, the thing is, the reason why I'm shocked is because I don't use a lot of traditional looking furniture pieces. You guys already know that. Don't even need to say it, to be honest. But for any new viewers out there, let's add a few plants as well around the area. We're gonna have to pick something that has those like details within the pot itself. Something like this. Yeah, something like this is going to look pretty cool around here. It's not going to cover up that little weird bit over here, but it's just something to fill up the space, you know? Actually move that a little bit more. There we go. And of course, can't forget to add a few chandeliers and stuff here and there. And of course, what are they called? Candelabras, I think? The ones that go on the wall. I just call them sconces, to be fair. They're also sconces, to be honest, but the more fancy sounding ones, you know. There we go. Let's just place this right here. Gonna try to like make it the same height as the window, and then do the same thing over here. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm trying to just like incorporate a lot more color into my builds while trying to maintain that same sort of like lavish look that they have. And of course, can't forget a grand chandelier. Can't believe this is like literally the same color as that, but it just looks so white here because of the sun. It's gonna look very nice though once it's like enclosed and whatnot. Just a bit weird right now. Let's see, what else have we got? We need, oh yeah, we need to do the chandelier real quick. I really like the royalty chandelier, but it's just not big enough, you know, like the one that came from, I believe it was Businesses and Hobbies. It just looked a little bit bigger, just a bit more detailed for this home. So we're gonna go for that. Let me just go to ceiling lamps, scroll all the way down. See that this one's pretty good. Like I really like this one from Life and Death. This one in particular. Oh wait, you know what? This one is a bit smaller actually than the Life and Death one, but still gonna go for this one. Just has a bit more nicer details, and we want it on the second floor. So let's can't place a like a room here and like place it on top. So yeah, 100% Karen, I agree with you. I love the way the staircase is looking personally. That's the main reason why I wanted to even do this like type of indoor outdoor sort of experience with the like build and whatnot for the stream. It's gonna look pretty cool. So I'm just gonna use the tool mod instead and just move it just about like over here, because this is going to be like technically like a second story type of home. I mean second story ceiling, sorry, around this area of the home. Let me just elevate it a little bit more. So this is on the second floor, in case you guys are wondering. I'm just using the tool mod to raise it up just so it's a bit quicker for us, a bit more efficient way of working on a Sims 4 build. Raise it a little bit more. Wait. There we go, somewhere around there. I'll obviously adjust it and stuff to make sure that it doesn't bleed through the ceiling itself later on. To be fair, it's pretty close, but let me lower it. There we go. I think that's enough for now. We can fix that later on as well. Let's add this marble flooring second floor as well. And now is the next issue, because I'm noticing that this home, like just this hallway, is really huge. Might even need to move on to like a bigger home, to be honest. But I was thinking we could potentially have a, hold on, we have a little wall over here. Should definitely have like an access archway over here that leads you into like a dining table area over here. And then we can have a kitchen over here, living space potentially over here, and the office area right here. But it all just depends on like how it goes, to be honest. Let's see. Let's see. Let me get the same hallway table over here as well. I'm going to use a few more of these nightstands around the area. I'm just like going to center it nicely, just to add a bit of detail. I think that looks pretty cool. Change the lighting so you guys can see it. And I'm gonna add a few. I think it was in the house plants, the type of plant that I was looking for. It looked very fancy, kind of like over the top with the sizing of it and whatnot. I think like it might have came with the Businesses and Hobbies expansion pack, essentially. Not 100% sure though. I don't even know what it's called, so I can't even search for it. But where the hell is it? Oh no. This is another nightmare when you do the interior on a live stream, because you don't know where something that you know in your head is. And you just have to like, there we go, right, this one. This is pretty cool. I really like this. It's like a palm sort of, yeah, palm plant. Okay, I should have just searched palm, my bad. Let's just place this right in. You know what, we could exaggerate this a little bit and place two, like one on either. That's too much, isn't it? That's a bit too much. You know what, I might actually get rid of that as well. Let me just place this over there, and then this could be like right in the middle, and then we have a little hallway, sorry, not hallway, a little archway over here that leads you to the next room. Hey, advice, I tried downloading Drake's Mansion, but it said it was made on a different version of the game, so I can't download it, but I am on current update. Interesting. It's Kipson, are you on console by any chance? If you're on console, they usually get updates a bit later, so I know it sucks, but you might have to wait. That's the only advice I can give you, unfortunately. If you're on PC, try to repair your game. but I don't think that will fix it either, to be honest. So probably don't do that either. It's just gonna waste your time. I would say just wait, to be honest. That's my best bet. I'm on the latest version of The Sims, so anytime I download to the upload to the gallery, it's always like the latest version. So yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what I could advise you to do. But yeah, I was thinking potentially have like a little hallway over here that leads you into the dining table area. Let me see if we want to actually incorporate one over here. We're also going to be using quite a few grey walls as well, like a few dark walls around the area. Hold on, right now I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go next with this build. Could be pretty cool to have like a living room over here, but we have windows, so it's not going to make a lot of sense to turn this into a living room. So we could potentially try to like border it off over on this one a bit. I don't like how the I think once I turn this into a room, there we go. Okay, the column disappeared. Okay, great. That's not a problem then. I think we can turn this area into a living room. That could be pretty cool. It might be a bit too narrow though. Might have to turn that into like a kitchen then. Oh, this is a problem. I haven't actually thought about that. I low-key want the kitchen to kind of be in the center, like around here though. Kind of like the heart of the home, and then have potentially like the living space over here. You know what? We're turning this into an office. We're going to be fine with an office. This could be an office area. I want the dining tables over here. Do I want to add arches here? Do I want to add arches? I do, but at the same time, it's not what I was thinking of. But hold on, let me continue with it, and then you guys can be the judge. Okay, yes, that's great. Okay, so if you are on PS5, they get the updates late. Someone else in my comment section also mentioned that. So yeah, it's just up to the Sims, to be honest. I don't understand why they take so long with the console updates. It's literally like they make the entire game solely to be compatible with the console versions, and they're not keeping up to date with like the version updates and stuff. And I've heard someone complain about what you just said literally weeks ago. So I don't know, maybe you have like a manual update that you need to do. I don't know, I have no clue. But someone literally complained to me about that like a week ago, and I'm just like, really? So you're like the second person who's done that. So I don't know. Let's see. I want the kitchen area to be connected to the what is it called? The living room. So if we have a kitchen over here, by the way, I got rid of the ceiling just so we have the outdoor lighting in here, because we're obviously still working with the sort of outdoor concept. So I'm going to get rid of this as well. Maybe we can get rid of that wall. Could also get rid of this wall. I don't want to make this a huge open floor plan home. That's not the goal of this home, by the way. So obviously we're going to have these grand walkways and stuff, and they're going to be determining like the exterior shaping and whatnot. So just like trying to think carefully about how I want to go about structuring the build. We could do kitchen over here, living space in here. But you know what? It looks so weird if this is like the whole two-story, and then I can't even think about the two-story right now because we have to make sure that the single-story work makes sense first. But if I was to do a two-story, I obviously want this to be like some sort of wraparound sort of hallway, you know? So we're gonna have probably like a 3 by like whatever tiled hallway over here. It's gonna be obviously open and exposed. Could actually do like a two-sized hallway as well. That could look pretty cool. Hold on, let me get rid of this box and this wall. If we have a hallway like this, that could look pretty cool actually. I don't mind that. And then we can have a room over here, but then it will kind of be like floating because there's going to be nothing under here. That's going to be quite tricky. could also do this. So we do something like this. It's gonna be another hallway. I'm sorry if I'm saying something like this a lot because I'm literally guessing as I go. Like I'm just doing it as I go, like what I think would look good. If we do 3x3 tile, we could do little designs like this at the edges, but we can't do that if it's like 2x2. It's just gonna suck. Obviously this is gonna stay 2x2, but it's not really matter, to be honest. We could just make it start a little bit earlier, you know. Even that looks pretty cool, to be honest, like having that little gap in the middle. It kind of just like follows the same design that we have on the first floor. We can also change it up a little bit if we don't like it. If you're talking about this build on TB, yeah, it will be on the gallery once it is finished, if we ever finish it. All due respect to those who played The Sims 4 on console, I found it really tricky. Oh, really? You found the trio? That's interesting. Honestly, I kind of have to agree with you there. I can't think of building like a really detailed thing on The Sims 4 like console. I feel like it would be quite tricky. So yeah, I'm kind of with you though on that one, to be honest. But who knows? I feel like it could be very convenient for a lot of people as well to be playing on console. It just feels a little bit more cozy, you know, you're just sitting on your couch and just playing. Like if your goal is not to like build like or just make stuff that like very detailed, like not detailed because that kind of like takes away from like console players, but like if you're not like trying to get like really subtle intricate details like I did here, like using the tool mod to like raise up that stupid chandelier by 2 stories, you know, if it's not stuff like that, then I guess it's like not that bad, to be honest. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna go with this build. I really want to have like a living room area over here, but I don't think it's gonna work out. I want a room to be right above the dining table area. I think that would be pretty cool. So this could be one little doorway, and then we could actually make it follow the same flooring that we have all the way around the entire build, but we could just like play around with it. So this could be like a little balcony area if we wanted to, or like a little glass sort of ceiling roof area. That could be pretty cool with the island living floor pieces. That could be pretty nice, but I know a lot of people don't like me using that because it's not an actual like roof piece or like ceiling piece, so it kind of just like lets rain in. So I tried to use it in like only certain areas if I really want to incorporate it within a build. By the way, this is all just planning, by the way, guys. Nothing here is properly confirmed yet, solely because I'm just not really sure if I like the design yet. That's pretty cool actually, how it turns from like the 2x2 tiles and then 3. Actually no, this is 3, so it turns to 4. Okay, I like this sort of like design like this. I know it looks a little bit repetitive, especially since we have it on the first floor as well, but I think it's pretty cool. The thing is, yeah, if we do this walkway over here, we have this window. It doesn't make a lot of sense. The right quiz. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. We could try, you know what? Could try to do something like this and then move the actual hallway along a little bit. So I know right now it might not make a lot of sense to you guys, but I think it could look pretty cool once like it comes along together. So if we do like this could be its own room and its own ensuite. It's a bit floaty right now. Just move. Let's move this a bit. It looks a little bit boxy as well right now, but it's not an issue right now. We're gonna fix that later on. Main concern right now is making sure that we get a proper design going along. Is this a fine room? I think that's a pretty sizable room. This is a pretty sizable room too. We don't really have anything going along here, so it's not really that big of a deal. You know what? It's actually so much more difficult to build a house in The Sims like this, because you have to think about what every single little bit is going to look like. So I I feel like this could be a bathroom. This could be, you know, that could be like the bathroom, and this could be the primary bedroom suite potentially. And we can have like a little walk-in wardrobe on this side if we wanted to. I think that could be pretty cool. I just hate that it's not really aligned. We could do this. Hold on. That could be the entrance of the main bedroom suite. So we just move this along. This is floating at the moment. It's not a problem. We could fix that. Actually, you know, I want that little gap in the front because I want to add a bit of detail, and potentially like a nice little like rounded balcony at the front could look pretty cool for this home. To be honest, I don't really like homes that have a doorway right at the front of the entrance. It looks a little bit weird to me, but for this home, I'm giving it a pass because it looks cool in like the short form and stuff. And obviously the exterior wall is not going to be the blue wallpaper. We're going to fix that later on as well. Let's see. So this is going to be just like a nice little clear walkway. We can have another bedroom on this side. I literally am already going against my rule of not creating like rooms and stuff, but I genuinely need like a good idea of what's going on. That could be like a little ensuite over here, bedroom or nursery here, because I like creating my nurseries next to the ensuite. But I like this little shaping that we have going on at the front. It kind of looks like a little curve. Can't replicate it on this side though, because we have these windows, which I don't know what I'm going to do for these windows, to be honest. It's going to be a bit tricky to work with them. We could add like a fireplace, like a fake one right there. Once again, no clue. But let's just focus on this area instead now, because it's looking a little bit too lackluster right now. Let me just create the same design. Yeah. Should I end these off like this? Does that make sense? And then of course protect it up a little bit. And then we could do the same thing over here. I'm going to leave a little gap like that because I think it just helps with adding a bit of extra detail. And we still haven't really figured out what this is going to be, but it's fine. We could just leave it open right now, just something like this. And I know these aren't rooms right now. They're not official rooms. That's all going to be solved. We're going to fix that once we go. I just want like a really cool layout for the home that's going to be functional, you know? You know what, the fact that this is not even is annoying me. Like I would want to have, you know, like the two white gaps in between over here. But I hate that design, so we're not doing that. We could also move this if we really wanted that. Should we do that? That might actually help the second floor as well, to be fair. But it just makes the home bigger than it already needs to be. Like this is literally just a hallway. It's so unnecessarily big. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Just for the sake of it being symmetrical. But yeah, for that little dining table area, we're not gonna make something too crazy, but we're gonna just try to make something that matches the entrance area that we have. So it's kind of just like a little virus. It just infects all the other rooms, just like trying to match its style, you know. We could use like red seating that we have over here. Oh wait, you know what? I completely forgot to... Hold on. This needs to go out all the way over here because this is supposed to be two-story like this. Wait, hold on. Where the hell did our thing go? And this moved over. Wait, hold on. What the hell is going on? Wait. I made a little mistake, I think. There we go. I think that was what we had. Think so. So it's a bit bigger than what I anticipated, but this line makes no sense. Hold on. There we go. Okay, cool. And then obviously we're gonna have the railing going all the way around it as well. That's gonna look really nice. I really like having like these 2-story sort of like ceiling areas in my build. I know sometimes they're a little bit finicky to do in The Sims, but I enjoy doing them. I feel like they're pretty cool little difference to incorporate into the builds, because a lot of people don't want to like mess around with it. They think it's just a bit too much work for what they're getting, which honestly valid, to be honest. You know, that's quite annoying. See, that's another thing that they didn't think about with these curved staircases. So we're just gonna leave a little gap there. We'll fix that with a column. That could look pretty cool. Could use the same column that we just used. So we use the magic game packs one. Let's see if we have another one that we could use. Maybe the one that came from, definitely not that one. This is a pretty cool one. I like this one. It kind of has like that marble detailing on it. I think this comes in a black swatch. Okay, yeah, we're going to be using that as well in a few areas. I think that could look very nice as well. Let's see what other ones that we have. This one's pretty cool as well. Which one did I use in my short? Hold on. I used like one that had like an indent in it. I have no idea which one that is. And when I built that initially, the one that I made for the short, it actually crashed. So I don't have like it saved on my local library, which kind of sucks. This one's a very nice art. I might actually go for that. That looks really cool. Even though it doesn't have like these extra detailings like these ones do, I think this one is going to match our aesthetic very nicely. Doesn't have those gold elements, so that was kind of one thing, but oh well. Oh wait, what? Okay, but never mind. We're not going to use it. Hold on, wait. Let me try it on the second floor. How's it look? Nah, it has like shadow and stuff. It's not going to work nicely. This one, it's not bad. Can't go up. Wait, can I not go up even if with this one? I swear you could do that. You can do that. What? I mean, I could literally just use the why not use this? I swear I'm able to like raise it up even in a room. That's quite strange. I mean, we could do it with the tool mod, but just extra work, you know? What did I use? 8? There we go. It's pretty cool. So you're gonna have to like unfortunately cheat that in, but that is pretty cool. I like that. I think this one, we're gonna have to stick with this one. I mean, I could do it for the other one, but they're pretty much the same thing. It's not really that deep. Anyway, let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of this, and let me extend this out a little bit. Go. Oh, see, now anytime I move it, it's gonna... Got the sin. Okay, you know what? Fine. The game wins. We're gonna do 2 stacking on top of each other. I literally said how I don't want to do this because it's gonna... I don't like the way it stacks. Wait, is this not even stacking properly? Great. What the hell was this? It's not even stacking properly. Hold on, let me find something that's a bit more appropriate. Okay, I think we're gonna go for this, man. Nothing else is really working in our favor. I tried to cheat it, it didn't work. It went back to its original state, so we're gonna have to stick with these. These are pretty cool. Like, the only thing I don't like is the dark shadow that you have on the base. That The Sims draws that, they draw that on the asset itself, because they can't render the shadows and stuff 100%. Otherwise, it will make everyone's game so slow. So they have to do like little tricks like that here and there to like sneak in like details. But yeah, for this wall, I think we're going to also keep blue, but we also want to incorporate a few other accent walls and stuff. You know what? A black paneling could look pretty cool as well. Like some gray paneling could look very nice. I know it's kind of like being messed up from the lighting from the sun and stuff, but just got a comment on one of my videos saying, do Courtney's next. Do you guys want me to do another Kardashian home? I mean, we might as well do all the sisters, right? I've pretty much done every single one of them besides Courtney's and Kendall's. To be honest though, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I saw Courtney's home. I didn't really like it that much. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it just didn't really stand out that much to me. It looks very It's not a new build. That's the reason why. But yeah, I'm really liking the way this is looking. I'm just like puzzled what I wanna, how I wanna like structure it. You know what, that grey paneling really cool there. I'm gonna keep that. Oh yeah, wait, I was extending this. Okay, we got distracted from the columns. My bad. Sorry. Let's just go back to adding this. Whoa, chill out. There we go. I wish it kept the column thingy on the edge, but can't really have that. And let's just move this. It's not gonna fit. It's gonna look so weird. We could use a tool mod. Try to like cheat it in there. That's not too bad, is it? We're gonna have the ceiling obviously here as well, so it's gonna look a bit more realistic. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys want to keep it? Should we not? I don't mind it, to be honest. Kind of would love another window over here. That could look pretty cool. Should do that instead. Wait, hold on. Let me. The thing I don't like is just can't stack it like that. That would look way too weird. Or is that weird? Is that weird, guys? Doing that? I know it's kind of like leading to nowhere, but from the exterior it looks nicer when you stack them. Also, this should be on the exterior, not on the interior. The detailing that we have on the top. So it's supposed to look a little bit more plain on the interior. There we go. It stacks a little bit nicer like that. Honestly, I'm literally just laying it stacked like this for the sake of it looking nice on the exterior. Otherwise, I probably would not do that. And over here, I completely forgot we need to also add a nice little painting just to contrast with the pretty flat wall that we have. I know it has a bit of like an accent with the paneling, but we need to add some extra little details like that here and there. So let's just go and find a nice little painting that's going to work here. I was also thinking we could incorporate the family portrait over here. I feel like that is a very nice addition to like the entrance of the build, to have like a nice little family portrait. It's not something that royal families have only, it's like something that is generic, so pretty cool to incorporate that. So I think we're going to go with that for here, and with this paneling we're going to just follow it along over here. And let me see what else we can do. I don't know what I want to turn this little room into, to be honest. I really like column. I don't know what we can turn this room into. Maybe in like a movie theater. This home is going to be big enough to have one, to be honest, so I wouldn't be surprised about that. Also, I was thinking this is we could do something like this for the entrance, just make it stand out a little bit more. I don't know what this little room is going to be, but might as well connect it up with the oh, we can't. Oh no, because it's we're using the wall beneath the stairs. Well, that kind of sucks. I mean, we could draw a wall, but no. Okay, I guess it's going to be, this ain't going to work, so we're going to get rid of that. Oh, didn't mean to get rid of it completely. What the hell? Why does it want to get rid of all of it? Oh my god. Is it because of the, oh right, because of the right, we're gonna have to do everything manually. Bro, I literally just want to get rid of this. There we go. What? Okay, anyway, that is something that I'll figure out in my own time. Let me at least the flooring back. This is so weird. Maybe this is the reason why I didn't want to do building a house starting with the interior and then doing the exterior later. I think it's all coming to play. But no, it's still a fun little challenge, so I don't mind it. I think we can have like a nice little doorway over here potentially, and have another little room right next to the entrance. That could be pretty cool. Could also help with the exterior design as well. But yeah, for the, wait, I don't want to do the exterior right now. Let's just go back down. For this wall, I don't know what we could do, to be fair. We could try to mimic the same, this like lined wooden paneling, or we could do this type of paneling. This could look pretty cool, like plain white. So like usually most of my builds, you guys already know I use this paneling throughout all of my builds, but instead of just using it in like every single location, it's just like a little accent war along this line, you know. And I also want to change these arches. I want wooden ones. So we're going to use, let's see. One second. What was I going to add? I was going to add something. Completely forgot. Oh yeah, the arches. My bad. Why the hell did I forget that so quickly? There we go. We're gonna go for these ones. They're a bit more wider looking, to be honest. The ones that came from Last Rock, and they look a little bit more neat. So I'm gonna go for these. Can't forget to add a few columns around the area as well. So let's just do that real quick. I really wish we had taller arches. They would have looked super cool for this build. I'm gonna use the same arches around the area. I think that's just gonna make it feel a little bit more consistent. Could do two around here actually. Could look pretty cool. Adding a bit of extra detail. I want to add a door over here, so I don't want to mess with that. Got rid of this wallpaper, so let's just add that back. Let's add the alarm. Ooh. Not the smoke alarm. Let's just add a thermo. Always add these around the entrance on my builds. I feel like they're pretty much my go-tos. I mean, I think everyone does that though. Add the thermo on this. I mean the alarm on that side. There we go. Could be like a little front entrance lobby area. I feel like a lot of fancy homes have something like this. I don't think I've ever done something like this in my previous homes anyway, so it's kind of just a nice new little thing. Still not like, still not symmetrical, you know, like I'm just gonna add this room back here for the sake of it being accurate. I mean, symmetrical, you know. Do this quick. Back. And then I'm going to change the wallpaper for this right now because it's kind of annoying seeing that. It's going to be plain and white. And then we can have a different accent for the first floor. And then make the second floor a bit more different. Let's see what we can do for the first floor. I think we're going to go for the same thing that we did for Drake's home, because it's kind of like the same sort of similar style of home. Just the masonry one. Which is it? Masonry, and then where is it? There we go. This one. This one's pretty cool. I like this. I saw a few people actually use this in real life homes, like only in the corners. That looks pretty cool, but not in the sim. It doesn't really work that well. You know what, the exterior is looking a little bit worrying right now, but let's just do the dining table area, which it's been long and awaited. So let's just do that real quick. We're gonna go for a nice wooden texture for the main dining table area. I don't want to go for the very modern looking one. I kind of want to go for something that looks like this. Like the base game ones are kind of coming in clutch right now, you know. I really like this. This is going to work nicely. It's just matching with the rest of the furniture pieces that we have going along the entire build. I want to place it nicely in the center. Can't forget to just house a nice thingy around it. The marble flooring. And you know what? We can also go for a different flooring as well if we don't like it. We could go for like the let's see, where is it? go for something like this, but just like in the center. I think that could be a nice little change for this build. That looks pretty cool. Hold on. And for the main like area around it, wait, let me add a bit of lighting so that you guys can see it a little bit clearer. I don't really like having to like work in the dark. I'm gonna add a nice little spotlight right in the middle, but then we're gonna add a nice little accent lighting fixture as well. So let's go for something that is of course a chandelier. So let's just find something. I really like this one from the nursery kit, but could probably use that in like the living room area potentially. This is pretty cool. I've actually never gotten around to using this yet, so I might have to create a build that would be appropriate for using that. That looks really nice. But I think we're gonna go for the businesses and hobbies one again. In, you know what, I can actually keep that gold color. That looks pretty cool. I think it just, because the brown at the moment is a bit too matchy. I don't like that. I'm thinking, you know what could be quite crazy to do, but I want to try out. Can you use fences? Yeah, okay, we can use fences beneath the what is it called, the dining table area. We could try to create these fake black linings around it. I know it's going to look a little bit weird right now, but I think it just adds a bit of extra detail to this home. Once again, we're going for something that feels very old money, very fancy and fashionable. So I think just adding any amount of detail is going to make this home look a little bit more interesting. Can't do diagonals. Interesting. Okay, I wonder why individual invalid diagonal. That's interesting. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm happy with that. I mean, it didn't really do that much, but it just added a bit of subtle detail that I think helps the flooring a little bit, you know? Let's see which type of dining table chairs we're going to use. I want something that looks fluffy, you know, like something that is a bit going to be like cozy for this home. And we're not going to pick any crazy colors over here for the dining table chairs. Gonna pick something that feels a little bit more neutral. Could be appropriate for any home, you know. This is not too bad. This is the decor, like decor to the max, or like the luxe kit. I'm not really sure which one it is, one or the other. Kind of get mixed in between, to be honest. Don't want to use anything too fancy like these ones. These are a bit too like royal looking. They're not going to fit the vibe that we're going for. These are not too bad either. I don't know why they're not clipping on to the dining table on this side. It's a bit weird. Like, it doesn't clip to these, but it does clip to this, you know? Is this just like a base game issue with like the dining tables or something? Look at that. So weird. Works on this side, doesn't work on this side. Anyway. I really like these ones. These could also work. Life and death. I feel like a lot of people will probably have these as well. So, could use these. Wait, that's so weird. The slotting is really weird on this table. I feel like that's probably the reason why I never used it. No other table does this, right? So weird. I've never experienced that because I don't use this table. Okay, I think we're gonna have to not use this table, unfortunately. Otherwise, it's not gonna be functional. And that is obviously the goal of this build, to make something that is a bit functional for you guys. Go for this. Nah, I don't like the detailing on it. This is a bit too like, nothing is gonna work, man. This was the perfect table for this home and it just doesn't work, unfortunately. Surely someone would have raised a concern to the EA team that this doesn't work, right? Like, the only slots that work are these and they're not. That's so weird. Anyway. But yeah, unfortunately you can't use those. So yeah, oh, you know what? That actually looks pretty cool, you know. This one. It's pretty cool. I like this one. Go for this. Wait, this is not slotting either. What? I swear, this is such an odd issue. There we go. Okay, so they slot outside. Oh, you know what? It might have been because of the fencing that I placed beneath it. Blue Moon, you're 100% correct. Yeah, I think it was because of the fence pieces that I placed. Yeah, noticed that a little bit too soon. But you know what? Once I tried out this the dining table, I think this one looks a lot nicer. It still has those details. The only difference with it is not wooden and it has the glass top. I think this looks pretty cool, so I'm gonna go with this one instead. Still fits that vibe that I'm trying to go for anyway. But yeah, so for the wallpaper, I want to see, look, the thing that I really feel like The Sims lacks is wallpaper that has like the crowning details along the edges of the walls. That is something so crucial within these type of like more elegant mansions. Like we have all these ridiculous wallpapers, but we don't have something that resembles like a manor type of wallpaper, you know. Like we have this, but it's so plain. There's no like crowning at the top of the wall. Like there's like a very subtle lining, I think, but that's pretty much it. And then there's like this really over the top one, like nothing really that in between. I don't want to use this, so let's see what we can use. That's pretty much one of the main reasons why I always go back to the this paneling, because it just adds detail to the room that you can't really get with other wallpapers. Yeah, 100% Blue Moon. Yeah, it shows the pattern so nicely on the bottom floor. That's the main reason why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it. And kind of looks like stained glass, so you can like subtly see the detailing, you know. But it's pretty cool. I think that looks nice. Kimmy, that's so funny, man. Logical patience. Yeah, I'd say I'm a pretty patient guy. I mean, I'm sure you guys don't expect me to crash out on life just by not being able to place dining table chairs. But no, the issue wasn't with the aid. The issue was with me because I placed the fencing pieces beneath it. But I just feel like that wouldn't cause an issue, you know. But I guess it did. Anyway, I'll test that out with like normal Sims as well later on, just to make sure all the seats work, so that you guys don't run into any issues when it comes to like gameplay and stuff. I thought that was like a genuine issue with like placing it on the base game object, because a few base game items within the Sims are not they're not labeled correctly in certain things, like the colors and whatnot. So I was like, oh, is this like another issue related to that? I don't know. So that's the main reason why I just immediately thought like it was like a base game issue, because it's not new, you know, it happened before. So but yeah, let me see what we can. I don't want to actually place anything like this in this room. I kind of want to just have a few arches around the area. Let's see what we can incorporate. I want to have black arches. I think those could look pretty cool. Something like this. Same. No. Hold on, wait. Let me use the same column from over here. If this comes in a black swatch, this could be pretty cool. I actually like that one, to be honest. But to be honest, at the same time, I do also want a column that has a bit more detail, like the one that came from Get Famous. Was it this one? Yeah, the one that has like the black swatch, I think. There we go. It's like an all black swatch. I really like this, to be honest. We can use this for like the interior. That could look pretty cool. I just don't know where I want to use it at the moment. We could also make this room a little bit smaller if we wanted to. Another annoying issue is this like little thing over here, but just need to like click it and then press escape, and then it just puts it back into its place. In case you guys are wondering, you don't have to like readjust it and stuff. I low-key want to make this room a little bit smaller, but we already made the design, so kind of like stuck with it. Let me just get this column, and you know what, I want to place this column kind of like in the corner, but like not attached to the wall. So we're going to try to do that with the tool mod. So we're just going to select it. It is selected. It doesn't really look like it, but if we just click over here, never mind, it just places it into the wall. But if we just oh wait, I know my issue. Okay, I need to place the column without it being on the wall first, because it copies the item exactly as it is. So if I just place it like this, and it's perfectly fine. Should be, there we go. Sound like this. I think that could look pretty cool in like the corners of this room. But yeah, without a tool mod, you wouldn't be able to do something like this, which I think is pretty cool when it comes to doing like custom interiors. And if the black looks too sort of like dark for this interior, we can obviously change it around and stuff. It's not a big deal. Yeah, let me get rid of that. And I think I also want to have like a little door over here as well. So let me just get a door. Let me see. The business one is going to come in so clutch in this little area. I know it looks really modern, but I think it's going to look pretty cool at the same time. It's pretty nice. I like this little room. We can obviously add some extra little details here and there as well. Pammy, I love that. We need to be we need to strive through the difficulties, you know? We need to beat the, what is it called? Like, can't let the thing like get over us. Like, we have to win, you know? Have to strive through. Hey, what's up? Thanks so much for joining. I really do appreciate that. You didn't get the notification? Interesting. I don't know. I don't know what social media they're doing. I just post and I'm like, yeah, whatever. But still glad that you were able to hop on today. I really do appreciate you joining. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, right now we're just currently just building a home, starting off with the interior and just like working around it and like trying to create the interior before we do the exterior, which is going to be quite a worrying task. But I think we got a nice little structure and shell going on. I think it's going to turn out very nice in the end eventually. Obviously we could play around with it, so I think it's going to turn out great nonetheless. But yeah, just seeing how it goes, because I feel like I've never really done something like this before, so it's going to be fun. I also really want to get around like using this custom paneled thingy that came from Royalty, but they're literally just flat images on a screen, you know, so like on, I mean on the wall, so it doesn't really add a lot of depth. So I don't know, I really want to use them though because they're really cool. I feel like we could definitely get really custom with those. Let me see what else we can incorporate. I want to incorporate a, you know what, I really like the lighting in here, you know, that looks really cool. But that only happens because we have the roofing open. I really do like that lighting. It looks really nice. Wait, what did I want to do? Oh yeah, the accent wall. There we go. I literally got sidetracked for no reason. Let's see. We can add like a little crazy accent wall on this side. I think that could look pretty cool. What have we got? Let's see. No, that's way too dark. I want something that's a bit detailed, like something that looks crazy detailed, you know, because it's just going to be an accent wall, so it's not going to look too much. This looks so weird, but low-key kind of isn't too bad. Kind of just like trying to break up that illusion with all the details going on. Like, oh, this could be pretty cool. A bit too much though. I did actually use this in one of my previous builds. I completely forgot which one it was. I think it was it wasn't Drake's home. It probably was Chris's home. I think I used this in. I really like this design for the wall. Kind of wish we had like stripes, low-key, like if we had like a stripy wall. Maybe we do, but I just don't remember because I never use it. Nah, those are not it. Okay, I think we're gonna keep it with this. I know it might not. Wait, what happened to these columns, man? I really wanted to keep these columns in the corner. Oh, they messed up, man. When did they mess up? Hold on, I'm curious. There we go. Okay, so they messed up when I added that wallpaper in. But why? It has absolutely nothing to do with it. I mean, if you're trying to cheat the system, sometimes it ain't gonna work out, you know? It's gonna try to bite back. This is pretty cool. Wait, this is really nice. I've never used this before. I'm gonna try to use it somewhere though. Probably just not here though. It's just not appropriate. Wait, where's that wallpaper that we're using? I'll replace the columns again later on. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. But yeah, just trying to get out of my comfort zone and just experiment with a few interior designs that I probably wouldn't do normally, but I feel like would work perfectly for this home. Let me just place them a little bit more outwards, so they're a little bit further away from the wall. That might potentially help it from getting bugged and stuff. So let me just see if I change the wallpaper now. it might actually not be affected this time, so that's good. Okay, great. So none of them are being affected right now, which is what we want, because if someone downloads this home and they want to change the wallpaper, they can freely do it without having to worry that their columns are going to go, you know. Let me change this one as well. That's perfectly fine. There we go. Okay, nice. So as long as we place it far away from the wall, even though these aren't that far away, it kind of like worked, you know. We can also place a, where's that door? Let's get this door real quick that we use on the second floor and just place another one over here. This might look a little bit weird, but we can create a little room over here as well. Kind of like a little fake laundry room potentially. I know it looks a bit weird just being attached to the dining table area, but just adds a bit of extra sort of interior detailing, you know, to the wall. And if we don't like it, we're not changing it. It's not that big of a deal. Let's see if we can incorporate a few wall sconces. I don't want to use this like really big one. You can use it in certain areas. Like I definitely want one around the entrance because it looks a little bit dark. And we should definitely add one in between these. This is like the main hallway sort of wall sconce, you know. I kind of want to use something that's a little bit smaller for the rooms and stuff. So don't want to use the one that we got from Growing Together because I really love that one, but I've been using that a lot lately. I was thinking maybe like a candle one. I think we had a nice little candle one. This one, there we go. So once again from Growing Together. Growing Together came with really good wall sconces, to be honest. About the walls, I think the new EP comes with decorations you can place on the wall. Don't know what they're called. Yeah, I was like thinking of using them, but I don't know. We'll figure it out for like the next rooms and stuff. But I think I kind of like using the paneled walls themselves, like that came from the I don't know what packet actually came from. It was like a kit. It was like the decor to the max kit. I really like these walls in particular. They work pretty nicely. Yeah, if they made it 3D and made it stand out and stuff, it definitely would have looked a little bit more interesting, you know. Oh, this is not even. It's very annoying. Should we try to make it even? I think making it even is going to make a big difference, so just move this over. I also don't want the what if I place one there and another one over? Nah, that's too much. Place one right in between. That's not too bad. I wanted to add a mirror there, to be honest, but they ain't gonna work out. Let me move that over here. Get rid of that. Just place this one here. But yeah, this is how I do my interiors, guys. So I do apologize if it's a little bit slow paced, but I try to take my time, try to make sure that everything is like done as best to my ability, so that they look nice and presentable. Obviously, if I'm doing 20 bedrooms in one day, they're all not going to be the most detailed thing, but still strive to like get through them, you know. Wait, you know what? Plant could look pretty cool in here. You know what? I should actually save because I haven't saved in a very long time, or at all, to be honest. So I know it looks a bit worrying right now. Just cover your eyes, guys. You guys don't need to see that. One second, guys. I'm just changing my charger real quick. Okay, but so how are you guys feeling so far? Oh wait, no, we added this. Okay, I was literally gonna say, like, I swear we didn't add anything over here, but we added the what was this called again? The portrait family picture. But there's one that came from the royalty pack that I feel like looks really nice in a lot of these like more fancy looking builds. Hold on, let me find it real quick. This one, there we go. I really love using this one in particular. But what do you guys think about the interior so far? Do you guys like it? I feel like it's a little bit more colorful than usual from like my common builds, which is kind of like the main point of this. Like, I'm trying to make it sure that the interior comes first for this build, which is not a common occurrence on the channel. But I really like this painting in particular. It just feels very fancy. Kind of looks a little bit random there at the moment, but we're gonna add a few extra details. We could actually incorporate a few of these nightstands and stuff within this room. That wouldn't look too bad. But Loki just want to add a few plants and stuff first. That's kind of like my main priority at the moment. Oh, you like it? Okay, thank you. That's great to hear. It's a bit more, it's reassuring, you know? You know what, this little area might have been a little bit random. I don't know, I feel like I just did that spontaneously, but I don't know, I just want to see where it goes. Because sometimes I just like go with like my first initial plan, and obviously it might turn out good, it might turn out bad, but we'll see. I might even get rid of the door, to be honest, like completely. That might actually be a bit more helpful. I still want to add something there, you know. We're also going to incorporate curtains and stuff. There's going to be so many little details within these rooms. This might not be like a next day sort of video thing. This might be like an ongoing stream, like going over and over and over with the little details, which I feel like is going to be like a nice little fun way to like change up the stream a little bit here and there. We're also going to do decorations though. And I was thinking we could use the royalty curtains for this home in particular, because I really love the sheerness that comes with it. And of course, the ones that came from the businesses and hobbies pack. They're just like, the newer packs just come with the better stuff. Like, that's just my honest opinion. Like, they're just a bit more modern. A lot more of the older packs, they come with very traditional looking items. And I feel like since obviously we build a lot more modern type of builds, the newer builds, I mean, the newer packs kind of just like cater to us a little bit better. Why do they look like two different colors? I know it's from this lighting, isn't it? I know it looks so different though for some reason. Like the lighting is not even that. I literally layered two different lighting sources and it still looks dark. But yeah, I cut my own word off, but I really like these sheer curtains that we have from the royalty pack. These are really cool. They pretty much work for any home in particular. Like, I really love the way these look. So yeah, could even go for these. Which ones do you guys prefer, by the way? Do you guys like these curtains or the businesses and hobbies one? If you guys were to pick for this home, could also go for some other ones like the Desert Lux kit ones and stuff. But I use these ones so much that I just want to move away from them. And these ones are not too bad either, to be fair. These really forgot which kit this icon is, but it's not too bad. A China cabinet, that is a good idea. If I search up China here, would it come up? I mean, a few of them do. But I know there's a lot of items in this. Like, there's definitely some better looking China cabinets and stuff like that. So let's check the surfaces real quick. I believe they're in Misk. There's a lot of these like little plates and stuff that we can also custom add and stuff. But I don't want to find something that's built in and stuff, like fully done for us. Let's see, displays. Displays should have it, surely. There's a few stuff like this. They look relatively antique though, you know. I don't know if they're gonna fit the vibe of the home. We could try. Maybe not that one. Let me just look around, see if there's anything else that we can do or add. This is not too bad. It just needs to add a bit of clutter onto it. But I feel like The Sims just doesn't come enough clutter, like specific base clutter and stuff. This is not too bad. Comes in like a bit of... I don't want to go for the bright brown though, because I feel like that's a bit more modern. This dark one's not too bad. We have... I don't want to go for black. That's gonna... We have already too much black anyway. Beige? No. I think we're going to stick with the brown. This dark brown is actually very nice, and it low-key matches the same thing from the base game cabinet. It's not too bad. placing that in between, and then maybe placing this over here. I personally would never use an object like this within my dining table rooms, but I'm not hating it, to be honest. It's not too bad. And do you guys want me to add a high chair? Like something like this? It's gonna ruin the vibe of the but you know, for the sake of it being like family appropriate, I kind of like adding it here and there. It definitely does not match the vibe of the home at all, but could change it to like a nice little black swatch. Just like make sure that it blends in a little bit, you know? Oh, wait, hold on. Can't forget to add a few details for the dining table area itself. Could use a few of these candles. I kind of like placing them myself though, like these ones. They're gonna fit nicely with the color scheme. Why does it only let me place it in the middle? This one usually lets me, hold on, wait, yeah, see, like I can place it anywhere outside, but I think the fence pieces that I placed on the flooring is causing us a bit of issues. If the only issue is placing items, I don't really mind it, to be honest. I'm gonna have to check it out with the gameplay and stuff to make sure that it doesn't affect it, because if it does, I'm gonna have to get rid of it. But that's like a thing that I'll test out later on in my own time. But this could look pretty cool like this, or we can also place a little flower in the middle. Both curtains are nice. Okay, which one did we end up going for? We ended up doing this one last, so I guess we'll just keep that for now. I might actually change it to the business and hobby one because it like flows all the way to the ground. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, let me just add a few details to this because it's just a random dining table in the middle of nowhere. This is a nice little bunch of roses and stuff. I mean, it's not that bunched, but they look nice. Kind of matches the same color aesthetic. I know it's a bit white going on, like there's quite a lot of white going on this like dining table, but I mean, I did want something that felt, you know, a little bit more high-end, you know. It's not too bad, but I want something that, like, hold on, something like this, you know. I always use this though. Like, this is one of the most vibrant looking plants in the game that I have seen, to be honest. I really love the way this looks. That looks so nice. Hold on, I'm gonna move this over here. I think we're gonna go for that. So let me just size it out real quick. I'm gonna place it, but you know what, I actually remembered the sizing, so that's actually perfect. I mean the height, sorry. So let me just make it a little bit bigger. Wait, let's do like 0. Let's do like 0.6. It's not too bad. What do you guys think? You guys think it's a bit too basic looking? Could do something else. I don't mind trying something else out. I did also like this this one in particular as well. Kind of like slots perfectly in the middle anyway. So if you guys want to move it out, definitely could. Could also go for this one. Could also add a bit of clutter over here as well. I don't know what we're gonna add though. We can add, you could search for plate. We have a few of these like china pieces. Oh, wait, hold on. Whoops. Trying to copy in tool mod. Let's go. Change the colors of it. Hold on, wait, let me get rid of that greenish color. There we go. What the hell? There's like drawings on the thing. I've never actually seen these swatches, to be honest. At least not in a very long time. So we could go for that. Oh, you know what? Using some extra little clutter pieces here and there will be really nice, but I don't think it's going to work for this area. This is pretty cool. I've never seen this before. What the hell? Event item? What is this? Magnet. Oh, right. Yeah, my bad. I do remember this. It's a magnet board, yeah. Okay. Nothing else I want to add anything else, to be honest. I like keeping my little dining areas clean, to be honest. I think this is fine. You have to walk around the entire area as well. There's a lot going on within this area, especially if it gets busy. So I'm going to leave it for that, for the floor items and stuff. I think we can add a few more paintings and stuff around the area though. I have to go, but the build is looking really good. Have a nice day, night. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. Have a nice day as well, wherever you are. Yeah, I think we can add a few more paint paintings around the area. I might even head out in a bit as well because it is getting a little bit late. But I feel like we should definitely continue with this. I think it's going to be pretty fun when it like turns out. I don't even know how it's going to turn out, to be honest. But I feel like it could turn out pretty cool. I don't want to use like a gold frame thing, but nothing that is like too standout-ish, you know. Could use something like this, but we already have a curved one over here. Or we could just, you know what, let's move this over here. That's going to look way nicer over here. And then we can add a wall sconce over here, which I think is going to look pretty cool. If we... Where's the candle? Not that one. Let me just copy it real quick so we get into the selection thing. Let me see the... There we go, this one. I personally like placing the candles like in the middle of the actual panel itself, but when I haven't got an option, I don't really have another choice, you know. Should we raise these candles up a little bit more? Like, should they be like on the taller part of the paneling? I know the lighting is a little bit weird right now. I do apologize for that. Don't think I can do anything about that, yeah. Because there's a lot of lighting going on at the moment within this, because this is kind of like considered a room, I guess. So, yeah. Could also, you know what? The beige isn't actually that bad, you know. I kind of dissed it a moment ago, but since we have a lot of beige going along with the dining table chairs themselves, it low-key matches it a little bit nicer. You know what? Would it be crazy to add another column? Like right here? I'm just trying to like think about it in like real life, you know, like if you'll probably have 2 columns like that, no? I know it's kind of like boxing this little area up, but... And you know what? They're not really that even, which is annoying. Let me just move this real quick. Low-key, I don't mind that. I don't really hate this, to be honest. I just hope that it's going to be functional. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Sims can move behind it without any issues. I think that's cool. I think that's nice. We're going to keep it as that. I think we can also add one of these over here. That could be pretty nice. Yeah, I like that. Change the color of it to like a beige, match the rest of the color scheme. And of course, can't forget to add a nice little plant on top of it. Want something that is like in a nice little contained vase, you know? Let's see what we got. See what we got. This is pretty nice. I pretty much use this quite a lot, and it's free, so may as well use it. Yep. Is it too generic looking though? Like, should we not? I don't know. Sometimes I get a bit indecisive when I see something that I use quite often. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like not really sure. Sometimes it blurs a little bit too much. Could go for... No, that's a bit too basic. I really like this one, but it's super tiny. And we can't use this because we use it for the middle. But this would look so cool, like right in the middle over here, because it's very like vibrant looking. I personally like that a lot, but I don't want to use the same plant over and over. Oh, could go for this. I've never used this before. Well, I have, but very rarely. It's like oranges. I don't know what the hell they did here, but it looks pretty cool. That's really nice. I like that. I think we're going to keep that. And can Sims walk around it? Yep, they can. Okay, that's great. I think I'm happy with this room. We will come back to it if we don't like it, but I think it's pretty cool. And you know what? I'm going to copy these sconces. Let me make it bright again. 1 second. And I think we just do them around here as well. I think that can be nice. I know I said I want to use these big ones for the hallways, but these ones low-key look nice around here. Or should we not? Only like in between maybe? Wait, let's add another one here. See, the thing is, it's gonna be so close to the arch and it looks weird. Never mind. I don't know. For some reason with this home, there's so much to think about for the interior. I don't know if it's because I'm live, but usually I'll just like be so quick with it. But probably just trying to be a bit more careful with my decisions and stuff. That look, I don't really like how this works. Like this, it's not symmetrical, it's not accurate. So but that also looks so empty. Gosh, the Sims 4 issues. It's not a Sims 4 issue, but you know, can never get my decisions down right. But I think we're gonna stick like this for now. You know what, I'm just gonna keep it whatever. If it's not symmetrical, it's not symmetrical, it's fine, it's not a big deal. And you know what, I'm gonna use these columns right around here as well. Hold on, let me take that and then place one here and then another one over here, and they kind of just like stand out like that. I think that's gonna look pretty cool. I'll actually move this one, be like right in front of this panel. I think that could look pretty cool, but now they're not the same thingy, which is gonna be very annoying to adjust. I think that's perfect actually. That's pretty nice. I like that because it's kind of just like an end stop over here. We're not gonna have anything else going on around here. If we really wanted to, we could add some outdoor space by adding doors that go around the edges, but I don't really have any plans on adding like an exterior area over here. We'll just leave it as that. And for the main kitchen area, it's already looking big, so I'm going to cut down the size on that. And also get rid of this as well, just to make the exterior have like a nice little shell, like a bit of like a unique shaping to it. Because right now it was looking a little bit too boxy, so just by doing it like this, I think it's going to help a little bit more. So around here, I'm thinking I don't want to copy the same flooring, but at the same time I kind of do. Like it could look pretty cool, you know, having the same design around. Would it look cool around here? I wonder. Way too much. Okay. You can also use the what is it called? The checkered tiling. If you guys like that. Where is it? I think I use it for Drake's home as well. I really like this, to be honest. It's not that bad, but it is a bit too much, you know, at the moment. So could also go for the plain white marbles. That can also work. And I'm going to use this paneling as like a general. We're not going to keep this 100% everywhere. This is kind of like a nice little starter thing to work off of. And let's see what we can do. I also want to add a nice little wall, at least like one, just to like enclose this little kitchen area off a little bit more. Because just having it like on the corner a little bit, it's going to make it look fake. I feel like no real life home would have an open floor plan like that, you know. It's like having it a bit enclosed like that is going to help a little bit. Do the same thing on this side as well, just like matching the tiling itself. And if we don't like anything that we do at the moment, we can obviously change it and just go around like and do whatever we want. Yeah, so for the kitchen, I will try to like start the kitchen and maybe not complete it, but like do a bit of like a few ideas here and there and call it a day, because it is getting a little bit late, but I do want to get something across to you guys. So I think it'll be really cool if we had a what is it called, what is it called, the an archway. There we go, an archway over here, but we're not going to be using a curved archway. We're going to use one of these more modern looking ones, like the rectangular ones. This one's pretty cool. Could also use it in a black swatch potentially. If it had like some extra detailing around it, like some like gold accents and whatnot, I feel like it would be pretty cool. But we don't have anything like that, so we're gonna have to just work with what we got. And I think, you know what could be really crazy, but we're gonna go for some black walls within the kitchen. And I don't think I've ever done that before, like plain, not plain, but like this paneled black wallpaper. We'll change it as we go if we don't like it, but I think they're going to stand out very nicely from the kitchen cabinets that we're going to use. So let me just go in here real quick. I think these are actually perfect. These like even this swatch itself, everything about this kitchen cabinet is perfect at the moment. We could, if we really wanted to, use a expansion pack based one. Like, does this have a black and white? No. Okay, I guess we're not going to be using this, but could have been like an example to like use if you really wanted to use like an expansion pack one. But I feel like there's not really any need to, especially since a lot of people like want more base game related homes. So just using as many of those objects as possible, I think it is a nice little win for every single one of us, to be fair. We're just going to place all of this in a line, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. You know what, for the edge we can get rid of that and just add a little edge piece, just so it doesn't like hug the wall, like, you know, so it doesn't like crash into the wall. It looks a bit random, but right now it just blends in a bit nicer, you know. And of course just a bit of different variation within the cabinet itself. I wish the what are these called again? Not the handlebars, but what they call them, the fixtures, I believe is what they call them, like when people explain homes. The hardware, there we go. I wish the hardware came in like a gold accent. That could have looked pretty cool, but we don't have something like that. I don't think so, at least. These come in gold, but we really want to maintain that marble countertop, and of course like the monochromatic design, and we don't really have that with anything else, so we're going to just stick with this. But yeah, this is pretty much like my trial and error processes with my real life homes as well. I mean, real life homes, my like my non speed build related homes, my non live homes, actually, not speed build. But yeah, I'm going to make the kitchen a little bit smaller. I noticed it was a little bit too big. The home has a relatively unique shape, like it looks super unique, but I think I'm trying to make it so that it feels easy to navigate through. So you have the lobby area, you can just like walk anywhere that you want to, and then everything is pretty much close to each other, so it's easily accessible from like every angle, and I think that's going to be very important for this build. You know what, I also thought about, what if we, hold on, you know, for this front area, I was also thinking, what if we just get rid of it? Hold on, I'm just doing it right now because I mentioned in my earlier live streams where like if I got an idea for something, I'll immediately go back and like try to experiment with it really quickly, just in case I don't like forget about it. But I was thinking, what if we get rid of this? I can always add it back, it's not a problem. But imagine if we also get rid of the door, and then we just add a few of these windows around the area. So something like this. Hold on. And the main reason why I thought about this was because I feel like the front area, like the entrance of the home where we had this, was looking a little bit too much, you know. So let me just add this front door over here. I'm thinking we can also get rid of that and add, can also leave it empty, to be honest, like that, like an open. That's actually pretty cool. Hold on, I think we're finally getting to the bottom of what we want to do with this area. Hold on 1 second, and then we can have a oh, a screenshot on accident. Hold on, wait, let me look at the reference image myself. Let me see that real quick, because I want to implement something like it within this build in particular. Okay, so I know I said I wasn't really going to do, I know we literally just jumped from the kitchen all the way to the front area of the home, but I literally just got an idea of like, what if we just create something like this? And then we incorporated a gabled roof piece, made it super curved, and something like this. Obviously made it a little bit bigger. I know it looks a bit repetitive with those windows, but not really much that we could do about it, to be honest. Wait, these need to be facing outwards, but anyway, I'll fix that in my own time. Like, trying to salvage this entrance area because it's kind of worrying. Like, I don't know what to do with it, so essentially something like this. And then no, but this is not what the real life home has. I'm thinking of creating an arch, but we can't do that. Like, it just doesn't fit the home. Like, maybe something like this. This could look really cool or really bad. Like, if we had, forget about it like messing up the windows and stuff for now. If we just even had like 2, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Even if this was centered, it doesn't really matter. We have something like this. One sec, guys. I'm trying, trust the process. I'm trying to figure it out myself as well. Hold on. I don't have the image that I sent that I'm using at the moment. That's the main reason why I'm just like kind of like going back and forth real quick. And then we can use this column piece right here, and then a just place these right here. And I know we were not really meant to be doing the exterior right now, but I just thought of like a really good idea. I feel like it look, it has potential, you know. Wait, why can't it be any taller? What the hell? Is it too close to this wall? I think that's the issue. You know what? I kind of regret getting rid of that flooring. Let me add it back real quick. Oh, these can't go any taller than them. No, they can go taller. Okay, great. Alright, now let me get rid of these. There we go. Something like this. I mean, it's not 100% great right now, but to figure it out, we could do something like this as well. That's not too bad, to be honest. Definitely needs work, but could work for this build. Something like this, I don't know, but I feel like it has potential, you know, like it could look pretty cool. Can also change the color of this to be a bit darker. I think that could look pretty nice. We can also extend this out a little bit as well, just so it like pokes out from the main compartment. That can also be pretty cool as well. I know I'm like messing it about with it quite a bit right now, but I think it definitely has potential. That's the main reason why I'm just like thinking about it right now. Too bad, but it's not great at the same time. Like, it doesn't look like the main reference image, which kind of sucks. Second floor ends here. That's horrible. I don't know, we'll fix that out later on, but let me just go back to the kitchen. But I just wanted to do that just so like once I move on into doing the exterior, I kind of like have an idea of what I want to do for that area. But for the kitchen, we're gonna go for a few of these. See, I wanted to go for the gold hardware, but I don't have anything like that, so we're gonna have to stick with the black and white in certain areas. Does this come in black and white? I mean, gold does, but You know what? Let's use this. I haven't actually used this before, to be fair. It's the Home Chef Hustle one. I just really, I don't like this like these like little edge pieces on it. But besides that, I feel like it's a pretty cool looking sink. And of course, can't forget to add a few windows and stuff. So let's just do that real quick. We're just going to use the one that came from the Moschino pack, I think it was, because they matched the grid lining of the window and stuff that we have on the front area of the home. These aren't too bad either with the open glass window. That's pretty cool. But I want like smaller square panes, you know, so I can only get that with this one. Yeah, these are pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this right in front of the sink unit area. I know it's not really angled, which kind of sucks, but could do this actually. That's pretty cool. I like that, having it centered. And then we can of course use a few of these cabinet pieces to create a nice little design on this side of the home. See, we're not going with the tallest wall height, so it's kind of tricky because we don't have a lot of space to work with. But I think if we just use these base game ones and just stack 2 more on top, that's not too bad. It's kind of what I was going for, like what I was envisioning, but it's okay. It's not great. These are pretty cool, a bit more detailed. Maybe we have like an open shelf design like this one. These ones could look nicer. You know what? We're gonna go for these. Alt move them though. Gonna use Alt while moving them, just so I have a bit more freedom. How do the small cabinets of this one look? Are they open as well? See, I don't want open on top as well, so I'm gonna keep it with the combination of these 2 kitchen cabinets. Let me make sure they match. There we go. It's not perfect, but okay, that's great. Okay, I think that's fine, man. It's not too bad. And we're also gonna have a island counterpiece as well. So we're gonna go for the black marble for the middle, which I think is just gonna add a bit of difference to this build. We could go for the what is this? The life and death kitchen cabinets for the middle bit. Or we could just stick with fully beam base game. I don't really mind, to be honest. You know what? I might actually go for the life and death ones for the middle, just for the sake of it being different, to be honest. So let's just place this, and then we have 3 more. I'm noticing that the kitchen is relatively small for this build, but I think it's fine. It's not too bad. Let me use these little corner pieces as well. Can't forget those. I know it looks really ridiculously big right now, but you just always extend this. That's a freedom and luxury of creating custom builds like this. Create another one over here, and this part is going to be a little bit empty, but I think that's fine. We're going to also create a, what is it called, like, you know, those built-in kitchen cabinet pieces over here. I mean, ideally you would have the what is it called, the oven and stovetop over here, but if we add the oven and stovetop over here, where we add the kitchen what is it called, the fridge, you know what, I'm thinking we could get rid of one of these and move it like that. You can add a fridge over here, to be fair, if we wanted to. Wait, let me create this little fireplace area real quick. Of course, I'm gonna go for these ones. These ones are really nice. And probably gonna go for the white swatch though. Could also go for the floor to ceiling cabinets. Maybe the ones from Life and Death. This could look pretty cool actually. I like that. I don't like how this corner bit is a little bit empty. I know we could just use a little corner piece, but because they're from different cabinet sets, they're not gonna look 100% perfect. But you know, that's not too bad. I'm gonna keep that. I'm happy with that. Another oven stovetop thing that I like is this one from Royalty, but at the same time, it's just not. Or is it? Hold on. I was like, it's not gonna work for this build, but nah, it's not. It doesn't match the color swatches don't match at all. Oh wait, hold on. That's not too bad, you know. Or is it bad? I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things because I'm tired. But I like this one personally. Like this one a lot more. It's a little bit more realistic looking in my eyes. You can also use this right above it. Not too bad. It's kind of like limiting it though, so we could raise it up a little bit and then place this in between. That's not too bad. I like that. And then we can also place a little stove, the fire extinguisher thingy. Not fire. What the hell am I talking about? The air thingy. I completely forgot what it was called right now. What is it called? The range hood. There we go. It says stove hood here, but I believe it's a range hood. You can also just place one of these like right in the middle, something like this. I think could be pretty cool. And I really like the black behind like wallpaper and stuff, but I feel like maybe paneling might not be it. We could try to use something else. Maybe in the wall in the corner. That's a great idea. I almost up. Let me try that real quick. The sunlight coming through the window. Looks. Yeah, that looks. I haven't noticed actually. For someone who loves the lighting in The Sims, yeah, I agree. That looks very good. 100%. I'm happy with that. That's kind of like the beauty of doing the let me try that thingy real quick. Almost up. That's kind of like the beauty with doing the what is it called? You know what? I like that so much better. The wall. So thank you for that suggestion. I really like that. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? What the hell was I gonna say? Oh yeah. That's the beauty of doing the interior first, which I feel like is something that nobody normally does in their build anyway. But kind of like the only benefit of doing the interior first, just like being able to select where everything goes. Is it still gonna be lighted? Like, is it still gonna be lit if I add a ceiling over it? Let me just close this wall off real quick. Okay, great. So it's literally its own room, and it still has the lighting going through it. Yeah, you can see that the lighting is going through it. Okay, that's great. I'm happy with that, because sometimes you know how like the lighting is a bit weird and it doesn't really translate when you like create it into a room and whatnot. But I'm happy with that. And I don't really want to incorporate curtains over here, or do we? What about these? This one, I really like these ones because they're sheer and they're supposed to let light through, but it's literally covering it up completely, which sucks. But they literally look sheer though. I don't get it. Why does it cover the entire light? You know, I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't really matter to be honest. It's fine. We're not going to add cabinets on. Well, I didn't think about adding cabinets on this side, but what do you guys think? Should we add cabinets on over here? Initially, I didn't think about it because I was like, this is enough. It's kind of like a weird thing that I do with my more modern builds. At the moment, I did it even with Chloe's new mansion as well. Like, if you guys haven't seen it, in her kitchen, I only like did like one side of it with like cabinets on the walls. I don't know if that's like a regular thing that I started doing now. Just makes it look a little bit more modern and sleek, rather than just like placing a bunch of unnecessary cabinets all over the place. This is not too bad, to be honest, like having it on this side, but I don't know. We still need to add so much appliances and stuff like that throughout this entire kitchen area. Let me just add these real quick. We're going to move them around. Let me just add a few things that I know I want to incorporate. Definitely that. Really like using that. The blender. Of course, let's just add one of these over here as well. I don't really want it to show on this cabinet though. I low-key want to add it here. It probably wouldn't work if I add it over here. Like, even if it's slotted properly. Yeah, because it's on the other side. So, and I just don't like the way it changes the cabinet, you know. But anyway, maybe it adds a bit of difference. Who am I to be the judge, you know? So let's just add it there. Let's just leave it. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Let's just add the blender probably like around here. I don't want it to be like, hold on, wait, let me add the fridge real quick because I want to think about the navigation. You know, when like the sim goes to get the food and then starts prepping it and whatnot. That's pretty nice little location for the fridge. That's not too bad. It's not built in how I wanted it to be, because then it would have like, there's no walking space, but like this there is walking space, which is good. We can also move it to the edge if we really have to, but I don't think we would need to. Should we leave it white? I think that would look cool. I was thinking maybe of doing something like this initially, like having it blend in like this will look really nice, but we don't have enough space unless we get rid of this. But then it turns into like a almost like a cube counterpiece, like the island counter, and I don't really like that. So yeah, kind of have to sacrifice a bit of the design. Could leave that on top, I guess. I mean, it's not too bad. And I can't go into this room anymore, so kind of stuck with this. So I hope you guys are fine with that. I was also thinking of the island counter seats. Ooh, we don't have any space, man. I mean, I know I'm the one who created the kitchen this small, but what if I move this just by one tile? It's gonna mess up with this. I really love the placement of this, you know, like I like the sizing of it and whatnot. I'm just gonna leave it like this. I don't think it's a big deal. It's fine. Open shelves could look pretty cool. That's a great idea. Could try that. Usually I like leaving it like clean and empty, but could try a bit of these unique designs. It won't hurt. I like using these ones from the sleek bathroom kit solely because they literally look like concrete. Like they look plain and simple. And I know it's a bit annoying to just adjust them like this one by one, but they could look pretty cool over here. So that's a good shout. I mean, if you guys got other suggestions that you want to incorporate into this build, by all means, just let me know and I'll try to add it in. So like, I don't mind stacking it over like this. I know this one's not that even yet, but there we go. Something like that. It's pretty cool. It's fine. Also matches the white aesthetic that we're going for. We can also add a few plates on it. Add a bit of clutter. I honestly don't know how to do like the different colors and stuff. Like I feel like I don't know what combinations work best together. So I just like do little random ones and just place them together and hope for the best. Like sometimes I might change it up a little bit. Just do like, I feel like having like the same color in certain areas just makes it look a little bit nicer. And also, I don't want to add too much though at the same time. Like that's fine, like all the muted colors up here look pretty cool. Let's just add a little plant in this like little corner as well. There's a few of these wall plants, but I feel like they're not gonna work to my liking. So let's just add one of these. This could be pretty cool. And then let's add the cookbook, of course. Can't forget to add that from Home Chef Hustle. One of the go-to ones. I feel like a cookbook on top of a dishwasher is going to be destroyed, but well, I want to actually add this coffee machine thingy somewhere. But you know what, for this build I might actually get rid of the coffee machine and just use the like the instant coffee thingy. Just takes up less space, to be honest, and we don't have the space for it. Let's just add one in the corner over here. You can also use the pan. Let's see, the holder thingies could be pretty cool. Where are they? It's this, but there we go. Oh, there we go. Right, perfect. I really like using these right above the I feel like this would be so like practical, but at the same time very impractical in the real life, because they will be like in the way, like right in front of the stovetop, but at the same time like you need to like reach out for it and whatnot. Like it's just a lot of hassle, but I feel like it looks good in the Sims and they're never going to use it. So, and imagine one of them like falling down when you're cooking or whatnot. Like a lot of hazards with this in real life, but for the sim, we're fine. I think a black switch is going to look nicer here because there's too much like gold and white going on with the pans and stuff. I mean, it's not gold, it's brass or whatever, but still. We could go for a different like wallpaper potentially. Let's see what we got. Does this come in the black? Oh, this is pretty cool. Has like a very faint design to it, like the little dots. Could be pretty neat, but not the vibe that we're going for. How about something like this? This is pretty cool as well. This is pretty nice as well, like the scale pattern. Could also go for like a plain black. Do we have something like that in The Sims? I don't even know. Like we have this, but like the bottom bit has that little like wooden bit, which is a bit annoying. I don't mind this, but it looks way too plain. Like it just doesn't stand out enough. The black paneling, the main reason why I select the black panelings in particular, even this paneling in particular, is because they're not like a pitch black color, you know, like they're very subtle, sort of like a darkish color. And I feel like these work very nicely. But I think I'm just gonna stick with these basic panels for now because they work the best. And let's just add a few. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this wall. Okay, I think that works. It's a bit more snug like this. The other one was just a little bit too much. Could do the same thing over here and move this. Just to make the kitchen area feel a little bit more inviting. And of course, since we want to add a few bar stools or island counter stools, we want to make sure that there's a bit more space flowing throughout the entire kitchen area. Could use plain white, but they're going to be it's going to seem a little bit too monochromatic, so could potentially go for these wooden stools, maybe like a brighter color. This could look pretty nice. We haven't actually used something like this anywhere else throughout the entire build, which is going to look a little bit odd. We could try to go for the gold accents that we have on these chairs, but then again, it's going to look so like fancy, you know. Like I mean, I know the home is fancy, but it's just not. I don't know. I don't want it to look like very like IKEA, like, you know, like a whole set. Wait, these blue ones could look pretty cool. They match like the blue that we have on the wall and stuff. Those might not look too bad. Could go for a red. Do we have a red? Red might not look too bad either, like matching the burgundy color from that chair or like sofa seat. We have no red in the kitchen itself. That's why it's a bit weird, like it stands out really oddly. Could use these, but they're very generic as well. This one's not too bad. It kind of like blends in, I guess. I mean, it's very black and white, this kitchen, so I do apologize, you guys, but kind of only matches the home, to be honest. Like, it's not too bad. We can also add another kitchen sink unit. I mean, I hate when I add like two sink units and they face each other. It feels so unnecessary. I usually only add them if it's like really far away from each other, like maybe even just like facing the other way, but we're not going to be able to get away with that. Like if it looked this way, that would have been so cool if we had like one looking this way and one that way, but it's a bit too much right now with that, so we're gonna get rid of that. Let's add a magazine. The kitchen looks beautiful. Okay, great, thank you so much. You guys like it, so I'm glad to hear that. I don't know when you guys actually sent that, so I do apologize. I was too focused on the kitchen, but glad to hear that input, so I'll just stick with that, I guess. Let's add a few of these. One of my favorite items, to be honest, like clutter pieces. Magazine is very clutch. What is there also? There's a few other things. I completely forgot the words that I place when it like gives me really good results, because some items in the Sims are like named really randomly. So like this plant in particular, it's called Phil, like the name feel, but it's such a good plant. This one is very nice. It came from Sleek Bathroom Kit, and I pretty much just, like place it. Oh, you know what? That could look pretty cool over here. Now that I'm thinking about it, I use this in like my bathrooms and stuff, but that could look pretty cool over there. I like that. I mean, there's a lot of plants going on here now, but it's fine. Let's replace this bottom plant real quick with something else. There's one that I also use quite a lot as well. It's like a rounded plant. Where is it? I believe I probably already used it, or was it in one of my previous builds? Hold on. What the hell is it? There we go, this one. It's from the Greenhouse Haven kit, so I feel like it kind of is not really that widely accessible. I feel like a lot of people might not have it, but I really like the way it looks, so I do use it quite often. And I actually use the windows from that pack as well. I want to place this somewhere like on one of the edges. I feel like it's not really that realistic to have like the magazine right in the middle. And we can also place, while I'm thinking about it, let me just add a bin real quick, because I do sometimes forget to add a bin here and there. Let me just add a bin real quick. And I always use this one, the one from the event. I'm sure every single person has this, and I believe they gave it to everyone for free as well, because they made like a mistake or something during this event. So everyone should have this bin, so I'm glad to always use it. Now we're gonna go for like a white color swatch. It's very monochromatic. I'm really sorry you guys if you guys don't like it, but it's one of my favorite designs. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And for this little tray thingy, we can use it like somewhere around here instead, so it's not really in the way, because this is going to be like a little area to like do the food and whatnot, and then put it in the oven and whatnot. I know the Sims characters are literally, they're going to take it from the fridge and then place it right here or over here, but they can't because it's filled up. So they're going to probably do it around here or over here. So I wish we could place like the fridge more around here, because this is where all the action is going to be. But I don't know, this area for the fridge is a bit weird. I know it's a bit weird, you guys, but I don't really have another option. Unless I replace one of these with the fridge, just so it looks like it's built in. That could look pretty cool. What do you guys think? I mean, it kind of ruins the design that we had initially. Yeah, I love adding the fruit bowl to the island. That's a great call, Kemi. Let me just add that real quick. There's quite a few of these like lemon related ones as well. I actually like these ones, so we can try to use this. Let's just add one of these in the middle. You know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I know I literally just said I wouldn't add this in the middle, but I just want to see how it looks. Literally going against my own words. But I feel like it could look pretty cool just to have it like right next to each other like this. That's not too bad. In the center, it's not perfectly centered because I had to use like the gravity thing, but a little bit more. There we go, something like that. And I like adding plants and stuff around the edges as well, like the really tall ones. I don't know if we should add it here if there's already too much going on. But yeah, usually within my speed builds, I kind of like skip adding the clutter pieces because I feel like I change it around so much, as you guys can already see. So I'm just like, you know, let me not show everything because people are going to click off. Let me add like a little plant maybe around where we have the bin area. Let me move it in a little bit more because it looks like it's going to fall off. There we go. So we finally got a bit of use out of this plant because I really wanted to use it somewhere. You know, this tray thing can go away. Let's try to use one of the other trays. Something like this one. Feels a little bit more realistic, a little bit more cozier with the book and the actual like mug itself. That's pretty nice for a little kitchen thing. I don't want to over clutter it unnecessarily, so I think this is pretty cool. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on around the kitchen area, like a birthday cake and whatnot, prepping food, and most of this kitchen counter space is kind of like taken up anyway, so yeah, I think it's pretty cool. We can add a few lighting fixtures. Hold on, let me add one of these wall sconces potentially around here. Could look pretty nice. Gonna have to start making custom emotes, Kimmy, man. You're gonna make me make custom emotes for you guys. It would be quite funny though if like my own sim character like was making like emotes. I don't think I could like do that though because it's the Sims characters and you know it's out of the Sims game, so yeah, can't make custom stuff like that. But that would be so funny. Maybe with like other characters and stuff. But yeah, my excuse right now is I'm still really new to streaming on the Sim. I mean on Twitch, so don't have everything set up perfectly yet. Man, I really like the old design a little bit more, like having this kitchen cabinet design over here. This looks way sleeker in my opinion. I wish we could like turn one of these into like a fridge, like just say this was a fridge or whatnot, but can't. This is so random, like in the corner. Like, I would rather have like a little plant over here, you know? Like it's so random. What else could we do, man? I really want to keep it as it is. How about I don't want to extend it though. It's gonna look so big, like unnecessarily big. Or should we just extend it? Let me just extend it real quick. Let me just see how it goes. If we don't like it, we'll change it. I was thinking we can just add the fridge on this corner. So 1 second. Let me just place so here. But yeah, here is where my indecisiveness comes to play, where I just want to like get specifics down. Just move that over here. There we go. And then we're gonna just add this fridge area over here because we did like it over here, but I just wanted this like full-on set design, you know. I mean, right now it still kind of like stands out like a sore thumb, but I think it's better having it over on this side. And we can also move this. Oh, you know what? Now we're gonna have to move. Wait, where did my fruit bowl go? I swear I had a fruit bowl here. What the hell? We'll add it back. My fruit bowl. I appreciate that, Kemi. Thank you so much. I mean, still seeing how it goes, you know. I still don't even know what to like actually like stream. Like I know I'm doing Twitch right now. I mean, sorry, the Sims builds right now, but I don't know. It's kind of like tricky because you guys are just watching me build. I want to do something that's a bit more like maybe like a bit more engaging. I don't know, or maybe play something else. Still all really new to me, so just like trying to see what works and fits and whatnot. Let me add my fruits back. Wait, do you guys like these island counter seats? They're not too bad, but I don't know. Very monochromatic. I feel like I'm just complaining the entire video. But isn't that what doing interior in The Sims is? Just complaining. Just seeing what works. Trial and error. Let's change the color of the bowl as well real quick. Should we do... Let's not do black. It's going to blend in too much. Blue is not too bad. But once again, we're very basic. So we're going to go back to doing like a beige. The whole point of this, doing like the interior before the exterior, is to like expand on doing the interiors, like making it look a little bit more interesting for you guys. I mean, people don't complain that my interiors are bland or like plain, but I personally just feel like that myself. But that's mainly because I just build so many homes back to back and I use the same items. And I'm just like, you know what, I might be repetitive, but a normal person doesn't think that because they're just downloading and playing it, you know, like they don't think about that stuff. But yeah, it's kind of like a nice little challenge for me to just incorporate a bit of color into these builds for you guys. I think I'm going to just go back to these ones, man. They have the gold accents, they have the black, they have everything to do with it. Like, they look very modern, sleek. Go for the white color as well, actually. Hold on. That could look nice. Got a bit of color. We said no to the color initially, didn't we? Bit of brown. That's actually not too bad, you know. I might actually keep that for now. Let's see what else can we add. I really don't want to add anything else to this island counter, but it's looking so bland. And I used the actual island piece where it like sticks out a lot, which makes it even worse because there's more counter space. But I still really like the way it looks, so we're gonna keep it. Should we change the flooring? Maybe that's the issue. Like, should we add like a little outline? Because we have it everywhere else in the entire home. Why are we neglecting it from the kitchen? You know, that's not too bad. Kind of like outlines it a little bit. Could leave this area a little bit open. That's also cool. Can also do a bit of this. Nah, that looks like a little like camera thingy. It's not it. Oh, you know what? We need a column. Maybe not this one, but something else. I think the one that is like a bit more curved. Yeah, this one. I think this was from the Romantic Garden Pack. This one's really nice. I really love using this in all of my builds. Oh yeah, we can get rid of this now, thankfully, and just add a nice little plant in the corner. And I think we're gonna call it a day after I do that because it is getting a little bit late. And we'll continue with this probably tomorrow or make something new. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. See what the vibes are tomorrow. Could even like double close it off, but that looks a bit weird. How about we use like a different tiling in the middle? I was gonna do the checker pattern again, but I really don't think it's gonna work for this kitchen. That actually looks pretty cool, you know? Or is just my tiredness, is my fatigue talking for me? Like, it looks pretty cool. Like, it's not too bad. That's pretty cool, but I don't want to like overuse the same design everywhere. Like, I really love the way this room is looking, and this room is just like a copy of it if I use this flooring, so we're not going to do that. Could also just use plain white marble without the grouts. Nah, I think the original design is good. Okay, I think we're going to leave it like this for now. We'll come back to it tomorrow potentially if you guys want to. But yeah, so thanks so much to every single person who has joined on the stream this entire time. I really do appreciate it, like, genuinely. W stream, oh Kemi, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, so once again, thanks so much to every single person who has joined this live stream. I genuinely do appreciate every single one of you guys who are in the stream at this moment. Big thank you to you all. If you guys want any more content from me, short form content, long form, check me out on my socials, on my TikTok, on YouTube, obviously, as you guys are right now. Obviously on Instagram as well. Try to post there as many times as I can, probably like at least once a day. So if you guys want some extra content, you guys can check those out. But yeah, so we're also really close to reaching that 10,000 subscriber milestone. So if you guys want to also support, just consider subscribing if you guys haven't. But yeah, so thanks so much again, and I'll see you guys in a next stream or another video. But yeah, thanks so much again, and have a nice rest of your days.